bonsoir, buenos tardes. How y'all doing? It is your activist, your advocate, your HR coach, and onboarding training coach. La nutreuse, la, l'entre, l'entreneuse, l'entreneuse. That's how I say it. Coach K, how y'all doing? I'm learning French and Spanish. Sometimes it's difficult to say it. That's another thing. But, so, I have come back because I am making a video. This is day 2. I'm posting it a little later than I wanted to, but this is answering a question about my business. And, I'm going to answer a question. It's why do we exist in the first place? It's kind of similar to the last question, which is why did you decide to start this business? Kind of, but not really. I would say that the decision to start this business was more based on it developed that way. That was something that God was giving me the vision for, right? So this one, why do we exist in the first place? We exist in the first place because people with disabilities exist in the first place, okay? I'm here, I'm alive, I exist, and we exist because everybody deserves the same unalienable rights that everybody else in this life have, and that includes disabled people. We should have the freedom to walk around, to go to stores and shop with task-trained service animals, okay? We deserve respect. We deserve for our service animals to be ignored, and we deserve to have the same customer service that is given to everyone else, that is offered to everyone else. We deserve we deserve to have the same great treatment, good treatment. We deserve the same respect. That's why we exist. And also, businesses need to know this so they can service people with disabilities who use service animals better. And even those, because I mainly talk about service animals, right? But I also educate people about emotional support animals, ESAs, therapy dogs, and other working dogs, right? So when you're a business, you need to know those things. You need to know them so you won't get sued. You need to know what your rights are. You need to know the rights of these people who are buying from you, who are your customers, okay? I mean, if you have customers, you want to make sure that you treat your customers well. That's how you keep them coming back. Well, if you disrespect disabled people, okay, and we go in our communities with service animals and we say this, we spreading the news. There's gonna come a time where we're not gonna shop with you anymore, okay? There's gonna come a time where we're gonna let people know, I don't go here anymore because I was treated this way. I was discriminated. Listen, I was trying to fly on Allegiant Airlines not even 6 months ago, okay? They discriminated against me. I had an episode that was not one of the most horrible days, but it was a terrible day, okay? Honestly, I'm not flying with Allegiant again. I don't care how cheap the flights are, okay? And that was in Des Moines. I'm being honest. There is a Quick Star in Iowa City, discriminated against them. Called the police on me because he said I was walking around eating popcorn. That was not why. He was upset because I told him, he asked me some questions about my service dog that wasn't legal. And I said, hey, that's not legal to ask me, but here are the answers in the questions that you can ask me. I said, here are the questions you can ask me, and here are the answers. Have I been to that Quick Star since then? No. I may not say nothing bad about those businesses, but you know what? I'm not telling people to go there either. You see what I'm saying? And the last, like another, I'm just gonna say the last thing. Sorry, I got a alarm. But another thing, where was I discriminated against? Um, it left me. But the places that I have been discriminated against, I'm not telling nobody to go there. These are customers that you're losing. You're losing money because your employees are not trained. You're not trained. You're not abreast on the law. You don't know the difference between a service animal, an emotional support animal, or a therapy dog or therapy animal, because a therapy animal don't necessarily have to be an animal. Emotional support animal don't necessarily have to be a dog. Some states, service animals can be miniature horses. And so you don't know what they look like. You don't know the behavior. You're letting other people come in because you're afraid. Because some people know the law, but you don't know what a service animal look like. You don't know the questions you should ask, right? I went to the courthouse in Houston, and I had my service dog, and I can't remember why they said I had to go through the back. I think it's because it was like a special place for people with disabilities. I'm not sure. But he was asking me questions, and he was like, "What's your diagnosis?" This is nothing against the guy, but this is what I'm saying. You can't ask those questions. You don't even know the basic questions. And when you do know the basic questions, somebody can answer those questions. But as a business, as a corporation, you don't even know your own rights. You can ask somebody to leave with a service dog if their service dog is unruly. But you need to know what unruly looks like. That's where I come in. I come to teach you what it looks like, okay? I have classes. I have pre-recorded videos and modules. I have quizzes and certificates, okay? And I also offer some actual personal in-store training, okay? To where your employees can have experience with a person with disabilities with a real service dog or a service dog in training, so you can know how to ask questions, how to ask somebody to leave, when to ask them to leave. Because if you don't know how this person's dog does a task, okay, like what they do for a task. Let's say if I had seizures, right? But my dog jumps up and down to tell me I have a seizure. You may assume that's unruly behavior. And you may assume that's not under control, but that's not necessarily true. Some people service dogs bark. Some people service dogs tap them. Some people service dogs lick them. One of my service dogs' tasks that he does for me is he licks my face. Okay? He licks my face. And some people say, oh, that's cute. He's doing a task. He's doing a task. And so it may look cute for you, but you don't know what he's doing. So you may think, oh, she might just be playing with her dog. And that's why I educate you, so you can know your rights. Landlord and tenants have a set of rights. I'm correct, am I not? So it's the same thing. We have rights as people with disabilities, and businesses and corporations have rights. Housing has rights. Transportation has rights. Doctor's office have rights. But you don't know what your rights look like. At your service, that's what we're here to do. We're here to teach you what your rights are. We're here to teach you what questions you can ask, okay, and what questions you should never ask. And for the public, it's just a side note. We don't have to tell you nothing. We don't have to tell anybody anything that is not a business. And there are only 2 legal questions you can ask somebody if you are from a business. You can't be all up in somebody's personal, medical, private information. So that is why we exist. That is why we're here. So if you want to be able, if you're interested in these courses and get something like that, atyourservice@gmail.com. That is ATUR service 52240 @gmail.com. Hit me up if that's something you're interested in doing. Au revoir.